So let's look at the structure of BTC USDT. Very quick one. So this is a weekly time frame to give you a clear directional bias into the direction of the number one, digital currency. We have here RS1, resistance becomes support and break of structure 1, 2, 3, 4, giving you an ascending trend line impetus. And let me also put that that's an ascending trend line. So now you see, after we've made 1, 2, 3, 4 RS touch an ascending trend line, there was a break of structure here. And remember the principles after price establishing a point of reference and breakout, price comes for a retest. And we had a breakout of structure. What structure was broken? For ascending trend line on a weekly time frame. And price came back here to retest it. Right, you see that retest over there, and price is back at that level. Now the question is, we watching the weekly candle. With the weekly candle reverse, there is a very high probability that the weekly candle will reverse from here. The probability is very high that the weekly candle will reverse from here and go back. The probability is very, very high. The reason is because it's at a point of demand, price at a point of demand. So it has no choice other than to respect structure. But you see, now it depends on what sellers are up to, because the market could reverse back or the market could break. So if you don't want to trade, the most important thing is to allow the weekly candle close. If the weekly candle closes um below this point, below the blue ascending trend line, which from your line chart perspective you will see this is a strong demand floor that create a W structure after that price uptrend. So if we close below, then most likely you are heading in for bearish continuation. And this bearish continuation looks most likely to win the war. Looks most likely. So we're in a borderline. So you be patient. If you have a clear weekly breakout, then you are looking for retest. So I will advise you not to trade BTC at the moment, if you can take my advice. Because when it comes to market structure, I'm a specialist in market structure. I have insight over 30,000 charts on market structure. So I know how market moves. Most likely sellers might take this battle, but there is also a probability that the market will buy. There's also a probability. So if you don't want to put yourself in a bad situation, allow the weekly candle close. The weekly candle closes today. So if the new, which is by as the next day opens, market opens on a buy, allow it during New York session, then you know what to do. So I will watch the market to see what the market will do during New York session. So by close of Monday, I already know directional bias. But whatever directional bias you're using, please make sure that the weekly candle does not close below the structure, the blue support structure. Yes. So if the weekly candle closes below it, then it's a bearish continuation. I'm sorry to say it. It is over an 80% correct that you're going to have a bearish continuation if that happens. Yes, that's what you get. So, is it last time people cried foul market manipulation, market manipulation? Look, there's no manipulation in the market. If you look at this structure on a weekly time frame, you will see, look at this beautiful structure over here on a weekly TF. And every time the market wants to do something, the market notifies you. But the question is, how many people understand market structure? A lot of traders do not understand market structure. Over 90%, in fact, over 99% traders do not understand market structure. If you understand market structure, you look at this critically, you will see that the market pre-warned. Now let's look back into this price action. Let me take this circle. I want to clone it and use it for educational purpose. We have here as a support structure, and we have here as another breakout structure on ascending trend line, and we have here as a retest. So technically, our trend line impetus came from two market designated points. We have here as a support structure, we have here as a resistance structure, giving you an ascending trend line. And if you take it up again, you will see, yeah, we have here weak rejection. Let's go back. Clearly, very beautiful. If you scroll down to the daily time frame, you will see that you see another beautiful week rejection and you see a final sell confirmation at that level, and the market has not recovered from that. The market has not recovered. And if you want to put this into perspective, most likely, most likely, the market might continue to drop or the market will revert from here using this strategy, the bullish channel strategy. So there is a very high probability that the weekly candle will revert from here. So what you need to do is on a lower time frame, 15 minutes, you are looking for a reversal. The reason is because now the strategy works like this. It works like this using the trend angle. So I have placed a trend angle, and you see there is a very high probability that based on the price action you have here, because of what price has done here, the uniformity and the accuracy in the ascending trend line and the touches to the structure that you have had here as a support structure, price return here is a resistance structure, and we have here as a resistance structure. So if if we come back here and we clone that structure and we bring it to this demand floor, there is a very high probability that price could come here to complete this channel. And if price comes here to complete this channel, it could be a bullish reversal with a W structure. So if we come here and we buy, allow price to create a W structure. If we have a W structure, then you go up. If we create a W structure just like we did here, then you want price to break the neckline of the W structure for you to take a buy confirmation. Yes, you see, we have here W structure. So you want to see price do the similar thing here, W structure. So if price create W structure, you want to see a break of the neckline of W structure. And if you have that, now you'll be looking for price to break this roof. So this will most likely be the the neckline of the next W structure, which will determine if you are going to go long or not. So if that happens, you want to see price return back into the neckline, then you have price form an inverted head and shoulder, and you see a buy continuation. So at the moment, this is what you expect. This is what you expect. So this a weekly time frame, very accurate when you do in-depth inner time frame analysis. It gives you a clear directional bias into the future of the market. So stay clear to allow the weekly candle close, then allow Monday to pass by. I can assure you by Tuesday, you already know the direction of the market. If you allow the weekly candle close, then you allow Monday candle to close. That is a day after the close of the weekly candle, you will know the direction of the market. For now, you might not be right. The reason is because using the bullish channel strategy, the market can come here and react back. And you see the weekly candle open on a buy. So if you are putting a sell, you are in a loss. And you can put a sell and the weekly candle will close below the support structure, putting the price into bearish continuation. So you need one directional bias for a trade as a trader. You don't want a situation whereby you can move less or no. You want to know if you are moving one direction or not. So for you to know your direction in this case, now we have a bullish confirmation, but we must allow the weekly candle close and the daily candle. So a day close after the weekly candle gives you a clear directional bias. So you are taking one direction. So for BTC, I want to be in one direction. I don't want to do that probability of left and right. I want to stay only on one direction. And I wish you a happy new week. Shavyfxhub will never call you or reach out to you for account management or soliciting of capital. All our trades are for educational purpose and strictly free for educational purpose. Wish you good luck. Bye for now.